Hello, and welcome to Around the Political World with John Rothman. I am your host, John Rothman. If you're a fan of the show, make sure to hit the follow button on the top right of Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening at this very moment. When you hit follow, leave a review or share an episode with a friend. It helps other people discover the show, keeps us going, so I'd like to remind you each and every day it expands our base. I have been anticipating this particular podcast. When I heard yesterday that the Trump administration was attacking Harvard University and ending their ability to bring in foreign students to study at Harvard, I couldn't believe it. Well, let me give you my background. When I was in college, I served on the College Coordinating Committee, which was made up of administrators and students to try to make sure that everything functioned well. I also served in the Student Senate, where I was an advocate for things which I believed in and which other students believed in, and yes, things which we opposed. But the point was, we had a feeling of control. One of the greatest things was the number of foreign students we had. One of my dear friends was from Uganda, another from Saudi Arabia. I made friends with people from all over the world. And having foreign students was a boon to the school. It made us stronger. I will never forget one particular student who said to me, "You realize that the lessons we are learning in democracy here, we will take back to our countries." The remarkable thing, and I spent a lot of time with international students, is that they learned about how America functioned, the advantages and disadvantages in our society. Yes, the strengths and the weaknesses, the powerful lessons, and yes, the injustices. And one of the great things about having foreign students in the mix was that when in an international relations class, or when a biology class, or, well, you name the class, when we talked about issues, we had a broad perspective. I have a serious question to ask those who are Trump supporters. What do you think of the administration saying no to foreign students at Harvard University, giving them an ultimatum, either go to another university or get out of the United States? What does that send as a lesson to students who come here? And by the way, think of all the students who come here from India, from China, from Russia, from all of the nations of the world. They come here, they learn. Very often they end up staying here and becoming a vital, vibrant part of our community. Many of them become American citizens. The idea that the Trump administration would force this policy on Harvard University, would insist that unless you are, well, American born, you don't belong in a university in the United States. And it's for political reasons. By the way, this business about Jew hatred, anti-Semitism, that has nothing to do with what Donald Trump is doing. He is trying to gut the American academia that we have known and loved. Our academic and material strength comes from the diversity that we find among our students. I am delighted that today Harvard University decided to sue the Trump administration. That's right, they are fighting back. Thank God someone is fighting back against what I believe to be one of the most horrific policies of this administration. If I were a university president, I would tell the administration to take a flying leap. By what right does the administration feel that it can determine who will be a student at an American university? By what right do they talk about expelling students from the university? These actions are not academic, they are political, because it is Donald Trump's political agenda that is being implemented. Not what is good for American education, not what is good for foreign students, not what is good for students who are native born. Rather, It is a political agenda filled with malice, revenge, and frankly, short-sightedness. I hope that Harvard University's lawsuit against the Trump administration moves quickly through the courts. And I hope the Trump administration is slapped down, because if Trump can in fact control what colleges and universities think and do, we are all in trouble. Make no mistake. Let there be no ambiguity. What the Trump administration is doing is wrong. They don't have the power to do it, in my judgment, and they should be slapped down by liberals and conservatives alike. This is an issue which should unite Democrats and Republicans. It should unite all Americans. You want to attack a problem of hate? Let's do it directly. But foreign students, the overwhelming majority of foreign students, come here with only one agenda, and that is to learn. They want to go home, most of them, and help build their countries. Those who want to stay here are given opportunity. May I say, go to the Silicon Valley. Take a look at the number of people who come from other countries who make Silicon Valley what it is. No, what Donald Trump is suggesting and what Pam Bondi and the administration are trying to do is just plain wrong. Now, some people ask me, why do you go after the Trump administration every single day? And the answer is, I don't do it every day, but when I wake up in the morning, every morning, to read of another outrageous statement or outrageous action by this administration, it must be called out. And let me be clear, this is not Trump derangement syndrome. This is the legitimate disagreement on policy. And that, to me, is what is key. When Trump is right, we should support him. But when he's wrong, we should let people know that we oppose it. And thank God we have the courts, because at the moment, the Congress seems to just be rolling over and playing dead. Some of you are asking the question, why aren't you talking about the House bill? Well, you're going to hear a lot about the House bill in the days ahead, and the whole question of how this new approach to governance and this new approach to budgeting and this new approach to money and the deficit, how that will all be placed in. But let me tell you, without any hesitation or doubt, that the idea of limiting academic freedom, the idea of telling a college or university who they can or cannot admit, the idea that their funding for research grants might be revoked, well, in fact, in many cases is being revoked, needs to be addressed by all of us. Not tomorrow, but today, right now. 3 cheers for Harvard University for fighting back. Oh, it's not that Harvard University is always right. That isn't the question. The question here is academic freedom. When I served on the College Coordinating Committee, when I served in the Student Senate, when I was an active student on a campus, any attempt to influence us by diktat would have been rejected. Where is the outrage among American students? They should be rising up and saying to the Trump administration, absolutely not. You've overstepped what you are allowed to do. This appeal today is for academic freedom. It is for the individual's right to study and learn. It is for the government to take its hands off of colleges and universities when it comes to this kind of diverse thinking. This is an issue which should unite all Americans, and by the way, should be a flashing red light warning us of the illegality of the Trump administration, the overstepping of all of the boundaries. This, my friends, is a vital moment, because when the administration reveals itself for what it truly is, we need to fight back, and we will. Thanks for tuning into another episode of Around the Political World with John Rothman. I am John Rothman. Make sure to follow along and let me know your thoughts on the show by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and sharing an episode with a friend or colleague so we can continue to grow and expand, which is, of course, our goal. You can interact with me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and of course by emailing me directly. And of course to GoGo Zoger, who makes sure that this product is up and running every single day. GoGo is the producer of this podcast. Thank you for all that you do. It's the weekend. Heaven only knows where we will be on Monday, but I can tell you where I will be. I will be right here with you for another episode of Around the Political World with John Rothman. See you then.